Yayo, 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 ho ho, set sail for Fun Piece. It's the name of the podcast with Matt and Mike. Yayo, yayo, set sail for Fun Piece.
Excuse me.
So like I was saying, what I don't like about Quentin Tarantino is that
This is now just a podcast shitting on Quentin Tarantino.
he almost killed Uma Thurman. And if you've ever seen the movie Nightbreed, there's this dude in it, and he has a moon face.
I
guess what I'm saying
Mac
is,
Tonight.
Yeah, it's like Quentin Tarantino's like a
podcast
less
in a row talking about Mac
attractive
Tonight.
Mac Tonight. He just looks like a foot.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fun Piece Podcast. I'm Mr. Matt.
I'm Mr. Fuck Quentin Tarantino Mike.
And welcome to a virginal tour of One Piece. I know it's not a virginal thing anymore.
We're not.
We have exited the East Blue.
We've been skewered by the love shaft that is Oda's magnum opus. That's it.
That's it. That's a podcast.
Put some music in there somewhere.
Yeah, yo. Set sail for One Piece. It's the name of the podcast with Matt and Mike. Yeah, yo.
And then we put the music after us.
I think I'm just going to play it before, so there's just that whole section just now of us singing it. Hey, everybody, if you like our theme song, tell us. If you don't like our theme song, then
Tell us.
We love that Lloyd Sheffield gave us that beautiful rendition, but we're thinking we might make something a little more refined.
What they're saying is if you send an audio recording of a new song to the email, they are morally obligated to use it for at least 5 episodes.
Yeah, I guess.
Until I get the one I just commissioned from a friend done.
Yeah. Well, hey. For now, welcome to the Fun Piece Podcast.
It's now a podcast that's a conspiracy theory about a short blacksmith man.
Yeah. Oh my God, folks, we're gonna get to it. Oh my God, this short blacksmith man was in Logtown, but we realized he's also
Save it. They're going to turn off once they know the secrets of this man.
The secrets of this man will be revealed. Also, this is episode 12 of the Fun Piece Podcast. Look at us, 12.
Yeah. And
12 episodes. That's
12 episodes.
That's pretty
12
good.
episodes in, and we have lied to you.
We
committed a lie. We said
Couple.
54 to 60.
It's 54 to 61.
Yeah, because we wanted to be done
With the East Blue.
We're done with the East Blue. We're done with Eric.
Fucking Eric and Claudor.
Budget Claudor.
Oh my God.
Eric, still better than Claudor, I think. Better glasses, at least.
He's better than Claudor, but he's like the same.
Just
Like
less
he's a
pretentious.
budget version of him, which
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
Dollar Tree Claudor.
Should we just jump on it?
I don't know. I feel like we watched...
I'm sending you your image now. Don't look at it.
Okay.
I feel like we watched like 6 episodes? 7, 8?
Technically
8
8
episodes.
episodes.
And we can sum it up in like a few sentences, the whole thing.
We
It's like there's some
probably-
dragon shit, it doesn't matter, and then we go to the Grand Line.
We could. This felt like a filler arc.
I think it was a filler
It
arc.
technically, I guess, was.
It is. Yeah. It's
Like, this is never going to come up
It
again.
is.
But like, I feel like we got so much more out of 2 Buggy episodes than we got out of 8 episodes.
Yeah, because Buggy was there.
that's the thing. Buggy was there. There are filler arcs that like harken back to characters that have already been established, and then there are filler arcs that are relevant to absolutely nothing, and this was one of those. Do you want me to take Henry's toy away from him?
No, it's fine. Hey,
Is it
everybody.
coming out? Oh, is it
I mean,
picked
like
up?
the slightest. Hey, everybody. While we're talking right now, you might hear like some like moving sounds, possibly a ball rolling. We got a new cat toy for our cat Henry, and
He's usually too stupid to figure toys out, so we're trying to encourage this.
he's just going to town, and we're so proud of him.
This little ball goes around in a circle, and he's really enamored by it.
He is. He's doing it. Should we post a picture of him on the Fun Piece Twitter page?
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to take a photo of
Okay.
him playing with it. Can
I'll-
you take a photo of him playing with it, and we can put it on the Twitter? People will love that.
Do you want me? I might be able to get one from where I'm at.
All right,
Hold on.
sweet. Everybody, it's
bam.
very important. I'm sure you'll all appreciate it. You'll be like, wow, a cat. We got to spread this to every one of our friends. We appreciate everybody listening and following our One Piece journey. We got a couple of emails, which might spark some vigorous debate later.
Yeah. We got 3 whole bottles that washed up on shore. Hear 'em clank. Look at that. Look at those
Yeah,
bottles.
Maybe those will be musical instruments later.
I'm afraid to break them.
Anyway, should we jump right in on it?
I mean, we may as well jump right. I got like stuff to say in general,
Okay.
but yeah, let's jump right in.
All right.
Episode 54.
It's me, Brooklyn Sanji.
I titled it One Piece A Piece.
One Piece Hot Piece?
One Piece A Piece.
Ooh.
Because
A Piece. Her name is A Piece, but it's definitely
Piss.
a piss.
Background
but it's
MVP. Listen, background MVPs in general kind of blow chunks this arc
Yeah, it's
because
pretty bummer.
there's like 5 people who show up, and all the Marines got boring.
They
like we
did.
lose Popeye Marine, we lose like the cool Marines that are just hanging out, and they're all the same dude with different hair.
Well, there's that one dude who's like a captain who's got like the black like jowl thing, but like
Yeah.
they don't. I don't know if they ever give him a name. He's just like a dick.
He looks like your friend's dad that you're a little bit intimidated by. And I named him Handlebar Captain, so he gets
yeah.
to be background MVP because he doesn't do that much ever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What happened in this episode?
It starts. The Marines have a small child who we find out is A Piece.
Yeah, Tiny
piss.
Pope.
A Piece climbs up to the top of the mast, chops down the ladder, which then knocks the mast over.
Yeah. We meet Commodore Nelson and Eric, who will not go away. I like Commodore Nelson. I think he was wasted
On this arc.
on this arc. I think his voice, his whole aesthetic, I think he could have been used for something still nasty and purposeless, but
His
more fun.
accent was so perplexing. It
I
was
can't
like
even recreate it.
It was like, ooh, I can't, if I find a quote that I wrote, I will try to recreate it.
Yeah, it was like your DM who doesn't do good accents tried to do an accent and ended up doing that instead of like Spanish or something.
Yeah. For some reason, I wrote Grandpa Rio jumps to boat, but it definitely wasn't Grandpa Rio jumping to the boat. It was A Piece. So maybe she said something about Grandpa Rio when she jumped to her small boat.
Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, like I'm doing it for you, Grandpa Ryu.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Pour one out for Grandpa Ryu.
Whatever. Anyway, A Piece jumps to the boat. We don't know if she made it to the boat or not.
Mystery, and then we see the Straw Hats hanging out.
Yeah. Well, jumping back though, Commodore Nelson says he's looking for Dragonite.
Oh,
not
yeah.
the Pokemon.
Not the Pokemon.
But looking for Dragonite, which is the elixir of immortality, because that's just vague enough to be something that this character wants.
There's like some shit. They're like, they go on about Dragonite and they explain it too much, and then they just keep talking about it.
Yeah, and then Eric.
It's like bone marrow.
Yeah, it's basically the dragon's bones, and they can like make an elixir out of it so they can live forever. And it's like, cool, great, that's fine. What are you laughing at? Historian, what are you laughing at?
I wanted to make a joke, but I'm not gonna.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Make the joke.
It's not in good taste.
Do it. Make it in bad taste. This is the fun piece, and we're all about fun.
Dragonite is just stem cell research, guys.
Hey! Yeah, that was in good taste. That's fun. Eric's in the shadows, and his name is Eric, and I just think that's hilarious. Like, everyone has, like, special names, and he's just Eric.
I'm Eric. I'm pretty sure he's
It's
voiced
me. I'm
by
Eric.
the guy who voiced
Weiss?
not Weiss, the Michael Jackson dude. I'm blanking on it.
The
The Clahador's right hand man.
Yeah, the hypnotist man.
Yeah.
We folks, we get out of an arc, we don't remember anyone's fucking names.
Yeah, we got the main crew. I think that's all that matters, right?
Yeah. Eric's there and he's like, ooh, Commodore Nelson's big boy. And we get to the Straw Hat crew. They're on their way to the Grand Line. Usopp says, look, birds.
Yeah, they do a whole, like, Sanji's like, oh, where there's birds, there's fish. And then Luffy fishes with his arm and he catches a little girl. and then hit that. There's an ongoing bit with this arc where anytime Luffy does something, he ends up like cold clocking Zoro, which I thought was good.
Yeah, it was fun. Zoro was just like increasingly getting frustrated, but like not enough to do anything about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think like they all know Luffy could destroy them.
Incredibly murder them. Not that he would, but he would if they crossed him. He gum fists a little girl. That came out inappropriate.
You want to take that one again, Matt?
There's a little girl that
He fists
Luffy
with his
fists
gum.
with his gum fist. There's a little girl that he grabs by fishing with his gum fist.
He stretches his fists
I'm sorry.
to grab a little girl.
Should I edit that out?
This? No, it's
Words?
fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
They offer her food because she's scared.
More importantly, Sanji takes a while to realize that this little girl is not a fish.
Yeah.
He sees her in front of him and is like, that doesn't look like a fish. I was like, this is the weirdest fish I ever saw. I was like, what the fuck?
I mean, have you seen what comes out of the ocean?
That's
That's
okay, that's
true.
fair. We don't know what happened with the elephant
The elephant
fish. Tuna thing.
or whatever. He fucking ate it.
Elephant tuna.
Bluefin elephant tuna. You know he ate it. He cooked it into shit and then he ate it. He didn't shit, but anyway, Sanji then she doesn't eat.
There's a really good moment actually.
She doesn't eat. Then Sanji captures Luffy in a giant mouse trap.
Yeah,
later
I
that
love
night.
it. And he's like, again? Like, he's devised a snap trap that catches Luffy multiple times. This is an ongoing issue. I thought that was really good.
Apis, she makes breakfast for everyone
Yeah.
because she realizes they're nice people.
It's too spicy. Luffy likes it.
Too spicy.
I mean, it looks like just like when you fuck up making something in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
It just is that kind of food.
like tainted food.
Somebody yells at Luffy to go raise the anchor or lower the anchor or something.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like they've shown that they can just automatically raise and lower the anchor.
yes,
So do you think they just have Luffy do it to keep him busy?
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like, why would they?
He also like raises a sail the wrong way
Yeah,
in the
that
last
was weird.
episode we saw.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fake boat anime things.
The ship has running water.
The ship does have running water.
That's
which is
incredible. That's
It's
really
awesome.
like a feat of engineering.
Oh, thank you,
Again, Mary.
Good job, Mary.
Wow. Incredible. Plumber. Carpenter. Protector. Butler. Lover.
Anyway,
Well endowed.
Apis makes bad food, ruins all of Sanji's cooking equipment.
Father.
Sanji was hungry once, so everyone better eat every single crumb of the meal.
Django. His name was Django.
Django. Not Django.
No, not
just
Django. Just Django.
Just Django.
What were you talking? I wasn't listening to anything you just said.
I
Don't
Sangri-
repeat it. Don't repeat
Sanji
it.
was hungry once, so
No, don't
everyone better
repeat
eat
it because they have to listen to it again.
They're taking Apis to Warship Island because that's where she's from, and it's strange that a small child is from Warship Island. Why
I
would
mean, just because it
small
looks like a
girl-
warship.
It doesn't even look like a warship.
It looks kind of like a
It
warship.
doesn't look like a warship.
I mean, it
at
looks like
all.
as much like a warship as that. What's the rock face in Freetown that looks like an old man or something?
That doesn't exist anymore.
But you know what I mean? That looked about as much like an old man as this looked like a warship.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, the Marines arrive when they get to Warship Island, or
Bridge
right as they're leaving, and they begin attacking the Going Merry. Everyone's fighting about attacking Marines. Apis looks at birds and talks to them, and then they escape the Marines.
They go to the comm belt.
And then they're all excited to be finally heading to the Warship Island, but there's like a slow zoom on Zoro's face as he's standing there looking at the sails, and then it's zoom on Zoro's face, and he looks at the sails and zoom on Zoro's face, and then they're like, there's no wind. It's a calm sea. And then Nami screams that they've entered the calm belt.
I definitely spelled that wrong in my notes.
But there's technically two calm belts, so are they both called calm belt?
I don't think it
Care.
matters.
I think it does.
I struggled so much with these episodes to pay attention.
Yeah.
Like, there's like some stuff grasped me, like,
Yeah.
but
No, a lot of this is like, come on. Everyone, if you struggled to pay attention during these episodes,
I think it's going to happen.
let us know. I mean, there's a lot of episodes, so we can't, not all of them are winners.
No,
Not all of them are.
like most of these, but there are still nuggets. There's still little bits.
No, episode 55.
Episode 55. Are Millennial Dragons ruining this arc? News headline.
Why aren't millennial dragons? Why aren't millennial dragons eating so much avocado toast?
Why are Millennial Dragons ruining the cable industry?
Millennial dragons aren't buying diamonds.
Why aren't Millennial Dragons having kids?
Millennial dragons are ruining the all blue, the Grand Line, this entire planet. Nami's freaked out about the Calm Belt. The Grand Line, we could get some more lore about the Grand Line.
Oh.
Where the Grand Line is of course between the four blues of the all blue ocean, but it's sandwiched between two belts of Calm Belt.
Is that what they were? Okay, so I have a note that
Yes.
says, I missed everything before the sea monsters showed up because I was explaining the crew dynamics and already apparent sexism of One Piece to my partner.
Okay. Yeah, so basically there's like there's like East Blue, West Blue, North Blue, South Blue. There's the red line continent
Like creates like a
between it.
Cross.
And then the Grand Line, boom, is straight across the middle, but on the outer edges on the top and the bottom of the Grand Line, calm belts.
Okay.
That is where there's no wind, there's no real waves or ocean or anything, and that's where we find that's where the gigantic sea kings live.
I don't understand why this crew is worried. Because we saw a monster twice the size of all of these
Momu?
get punched and kicked once by two of these people and completely submit.
Yeah. Because filler.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying.
I mean, the little girl pulls out one of the sea monster's nose hair.
Yeah.
And so, like, obviously, no match for little girl A Piece. I don't like the name A Piece. I'm sorry if people like the name A Piece.
Oh,
I
man.
don't like the name A Piece.
There's a little, like, Luffy exchange with, like, the crew and him that I think summarizes this whole arc because
Yeah.
people say it in different ways.
Yeah.
But they say, "What are you doing?" as he like launches Apis into the air, like whipping her down to the nose of the monster. And he just says, "No idea, guys." And like numerous times in this arc, they're like, "So what are we doing?" And like Nami will just be like,
I don't know.
"I don't know. It'll work itself out."
Yeah.
It's like
Luffy says that a lot this arc.
everyone is like, "We are fully aware. We are the protagonists." And you know, things are just going to work out for us.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. They get launched out of the Calm Belt by the sneezing of the monster that got its nose hairs.
Further evidence of how well built the
Going Merry is. I feel like this whole arc you're just gonna be talking about how well built the Going
It's
Merry.
a very good ship.
It is a bit. Except its rudder sucks.
The steering shaft sucks.
The steering shaft of the ship sucks.
Steering wiener.
Anyway, the steering wiener. Everyone in the warship gets to the Warship Island. And why does everyone have those stupid little Pope hats?
I don't know. I think it's a cult.
It's like little Pope Dick hats, and I don't like it. They're just like, whoa, look at
More
us.
like Pope Dick Hat Island.
More like Pope Dick
I
Hat Island.
Where the fuck are we on these notes? I can't.
They get there, everyone's wearing Pope Dick hats. Grandpa Bokuden's like, "Woo, I'm making pork buns."
Oh.
And then they're all excited about pork buns.
So, okay, I've noticed this. Like,
Yes.
if you look at the canon arcs
Sure.
and then the filler arcs,
Yes.
all the filler arc characters who are background characters or added characters look like they're from a different show. I don't think it's like super obvious, but I'm like looking at how like Luffy's design or like how
Yeah.
everyone on Nami's Island like looked.
Yeah.
Because you have even like a simple like very straight man character like Genzo looks like he's wearing boy shorts and
Yeah.
he's dressed like one of the members of the YMCA people. I almost said the Insane
Say it.
Clown Posse.
Say it.
He does look
You
like
know
a
what
member
they're
of
called? The Village People?
The Village People.
Yeah. The Village People. They could also be members of Warship Island.
But all the people on Warship Island, like the way their noses are drawn and their eyes and their features all
They're
look
dickheads.
different.
They're dickheads.
Well, because you have to keep in mind, even up until this point, only the 2 Buggy episodes were the only filler. This is the first kind of lengthy filler arc. Everything else has had panel reference from manga, so like they're not stretching stuff too hard when they're animating it.
Even Logtown, though, because Daddy the Father
I love Daddy the Father.
was like, he was just made for the show, right? And then I think I looked up his wiki page, and then Oda, I guess, eventually does go back to Logtown, and like he retells that story from the manga, and his Daddy the Father looks like a fucking
Father?
queer icon. Like it was like so much cooler.
Well,
I think he's got like a flair for drawing characters that like, I think because like it's different art directors every time, and they're
Yeah.
probably like, oh, this guy worked on Cowboy Bebop or Full Metal Alchemist or something, so they're just kind of taking from that. Which isn't bad. It's just like, I don't know if I'm ultra sensitive to it, but it's just like I can like see the like weird stitching a little bit
Yeah.
with how the characters fit. And I'll go into a tangent more about that
right.
later, which
That's fine.
I'm curious how that's going to, if that's going to like get better, if there's like his style is going to be more cohesive in the filler stuff, or if it's going to like
Get worse.
be the same or get worse.
It's interesting. Maybe they have like the they have like the A team is working on the main stories, and then they have a B team working on the filler stuff.
Because it's for the filler stuff, it's just the studio.
Yeah.
It's just the studio, like just doing whatever
Yeah,
they
Oda's
want
not
to fill.
involved in that?
Oda is not involved in that.
Oh, weird.
I watched it.
Is Oda involved in the movies?
Oda clears everything,
Yeah.
but he didn't. The movies are a little different. The movies are kind of just like B plots that he has scrapped and let them run away
whatever.
with and do whatever. He still is like, yeah, these are, things he's approved of, but he doesn't really have much involvement.
Interesting.
That is cool.
Back to episode 55. You can't drive 55. Warship Island, Grandpa Bogadoon's pork buns.
His story was my background MVP. No actual physical character, just his story because of Pocahontas.
He says there's nothing significant about this island other than this one very specific thing. And he just goes on a tangent talking about the descendants of this island are possibly descendants of the lost island where dragon bones were said to be dragonite, which Nelson had mentioned as the elixir of life. And Grandpa just straight up just lecturing about the island, and everyone's just loudly, while he's talking, I love that everyone's just loudly like, fuck this guy. I don't want to listen to this, like in front of him, but he's
Crawling away.
He's not like paying attention or even realizing that they're all talking and being like, we hate this, because he's so into his lore, and I love that for him.
He's a good. I enjoy him.
Yeah.
I appreciate him.
Luffy walks out. A piece is hiding something. Luffy falls asleep next to a piece.
She steals all the pork buns, but leaves him one. Leaves him one.
Yep. Nami leaves and finds sleeping Luffy, and the pork buns are gone, and they're like, oh no. So then they follow the trail left along by a piece.
And then Luffy shows us a new move.
Gum.
Suspension bridge. Which comes back.
Yeah, I love that. He was just like, gum.
Suspension bridge.
That was great. They make it to a cave where a piece is talking to someone, and it's a big old dragon.
We find out that she's a devil fruit user.
Yes, she can
Hate
talk.
to find out when somebody is using.
She can talk.
I shouldn't make that joke. I work with people.
You do.
Recovery.
The dragon's name is Grandpa Ryu. He's also a grandpa. A piece ate the whisper fruit, so she can talk to shit.
I think she's lying.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
Why not?
But how does she talk to?
She's a child.
How does she? But
Matt,
how
you've
she,
worked with children. You know they lie all the time.
I do, but like, how does she also talk to the dragon? How does she talk to the birds? How does she talk to the dragons, which are basically birds?
Does anyone tell her information that is not obvious?
Well, Luffy will be like.
Luffy
Luffy's
says he can understand them, which is also clearly a lie.
I don't think so, though. I do think spoilers. I do think he later, or it's not spoilers because we're gonna fucking talk about it. I think later he is making up that shit about like his last wish and stuff. But I do think Luffy. So, I don't know. They say all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, if you have devil fruit, you can like talk to fucking animals, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. I mean, he is Grandpa Ryu is like a sea monster dragon, whatever. So like,
I mean, your theory is that he's brain blasting everybody, right?
Yeah, Jimmy Neutron brain blast.
Maybe you have to be. Maybe it's like if you're too sentient, you can't understand. So she ate the whisper fruit, so she can understand animals.
Yeah, and Luffy's just dumb as fuck.
Luffy is like legally not a sentient creature. Like he. Doesn't pass whatever test would make you legally human.
Yeah. Anyway,
Appice
says Rio wants to go back to the Lost Island, but it won't reemerge for a bit. That will come into play later when it reemerges. And I said her grandpa's an old dude who likes talking about dragon history, and then her other grandpa's an actual dragon who is as old as the history itself.
I wrote the note, is Nami's waistline tinier in this episode than before?
I did not.
I feel like she's just like fluctuating.
I don't know.
Sometimes it's very noticeable because it just looks like she's going to snap because she's a little bit too top heavy.
Yeah. I don't know. Sanji's grown a fucking little soul patch on his chin, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much.
That's like, was a time jump Sanji? And apparently his eyebrow twirl changes directions, and he flips his hair the opposite way. I saw a cookbook with Sanji on it, and then I told Matt about it, and we might make...
Yes.
If we get popular enough, we might record us doing a little cooking show.
Hey, everybody.
Maybe we'll dress up.
If we get... Yeah, I think if we get to a certain amount of, like, listeners per episode...
Who should we dress up as?
And... I think if we get a certain amount of listeners per episode, and then like maybe if we get like, you know, some more people following us on Twitter, I think we should do a video with the two of us cooking something from Sanji's cookbook. And I think that, oh man, I had it in my head who we were going to dress up as.
Oh, really?
Oh no, what was it?
Clahador and Eric?
No, God no. Oh, I was thinking maybe one of us would dress up as Sanji, and then the other one could be fucking his dad, but not a dad. Zeph. Red.
You're gonna
Zeph. Yeah.
So you're telling me I'm gonna bleach my hair for this?
You don't have to. I could do it. You could be Zeph.
I don't know. Who's more Zeph? I think Matt's more competent than I am.
Or we could do Sanji.
I'm less of a simp than Matt.
We could do Sanji and Zoro.
Hold on. I genuinely have to think about this, but the characters I'm thinking of that I want you guys to dress up as, so that makes the most sense. By the time this podcast gets big enough, you will have probably reached them, so it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they the ones you told me it was?
No, I'm thinking of different characters. The ones I told you about genuinely do not show up until like the late 500s.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
what about Nami and Nami's sister?
Nojiko?
Yeah, you think we can pull that off?
What about Dr. Grandpa and Genzo?
You guys are swinging big with Straw Hat members. Why aren't you being background MVPs?
Yeah, we could probably be anybody who's wearing a bucket hat.
I want one of you to go full Arlong, like blue face paint.
Ooh.
Oh my god, and just a knife taped to our nose.
Yeah,
I will be Kobe.
All right, I'll be Helmeppo.
Someone be Kobe and someone be Helmeppo.
Oh, that's perfect.
Someone get that blonde bowl cut.
Yeah, so everybody please spread the word and get some folks listening to us and or following us on Twitter so we can make this video happen.
We do have a friend who could just who is Usopp.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Maybe he could just come in and stand there for a moment and then
Yeah.
leave and be like, "This looks great," and sip something, and then he can walk out
and go.
leave.
Do you follow? Hey, hold on, everyone, shut the fuck up for a second.
Hey, everybody, we're
There's
not- we're not-
really important Twitter.
We're not affiliated
I
with
made
this at
sure
all.
Matt was
I'm
following
gonna
it the other day.
Listen.
Hey, everybody.
If you're listening, I'm gonna message you personally. Actually, whoever runs this, at Usopp Sip on Twitter. Usopp takes a sip every day. It is just a GIF video of Usopp taking a sip from his little pink thermos and going, ah, and it's
so good.
I'm going to stop following any other Twitter. I mean, if you follow us on Twitter, you'll see I follow 2 Twitter accounts.
Yep.
Which we follow. And one is the One Piece podcast because maybe sometime they'll notice us and we can talk to them. Maybe I should listen to their podcast. The other one is Usopp takes a sip every day.
It's great. It's perfect.
And one other thing, real quick.
And then we'll jump back into episode 56.
One other thing real quick is episode 56. Oh no, it's Eric. See, that was my
Hey!
segue.
Nice. Everyone's asleep. Bokuden's still talking.
Yeah,
Marines
I put him as the background MVP because I guess
Hell yeah.
there's no one else.
He's great. Marines are coming ashore. Nami brings everybody else from the crew to Ryu. Usopp get a big lick. Why did I write that?
Usopp get a big lick?
Yeah, why did I write Usopp get a big lick? Did he get licked? Oh, he got licked by Ryu. And then he put his
okay.
Yeah, he got a big
it's
lick.
Not like maybe you looked at some image of Usopp online and you misspelled that.
No, he got a big dick. Oh no, he got a big lick off of Ryu. And then Ryu puts his head in his mouth and they're like, it means he likes you.
Yeah. But also sometimes he's senile, so sometimes he just tries to eat people.
Yes. They all decide they got to find the lost island to get Grandpa Ryu home.
They have to figure out a way to transport him, which means deforesting half the island. Mm-hmm. Or they just punch, kick, and cut trees.
And you would think the Marines are looking. You'd think the Marines were like,
oh, look at all that.
Look at all that forest just getting chopped the fuck down over there. Maybe it's over there.
Because Nami's got the plan to launch him down the hill that looks like Usopp's nose.
Yeah. I was wondering at this point how they're going to fit the dragon on their ship, but then I realized that the cart that they are making turns into a raft.
Yeah, it's genius.
It's pretty good.
The historian just said it earlier. Usopp is the only person on this ship with applicable life skills.
Did the historian say that?
Yeah.
I mean, not on the podcast, but in...
Usopp's the kind of guy who would go into IKEA and scoff.
I guess.
He'd look at a chair and be like, I could do better.
That's
and he
fair.
could.
Or he would just buy everything.
He would also do that. He'd be like, he would scoff at it, buy everything, and then buy so many meatballs.
Nice. My left ear is ringing right now, which
Is it
means
'cause I'm yelling?
someone's talking about me.
Is it because this is too
No, it's ringing because
Oh.
of my brain.
tinnitus?
Maybe.
That's how it's pronounced.
Tinnitus.
That's
Really?
how it's-
That's
that's-
how it's spelled?
Yeah. According
Anyway.
to Sydney McElroy,
Interesting.
who is a doctor.
I trust her with my life.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sydney McElroy. If you're listening.
if you're there, hey, vote for Sydney McElroy.
Yeah.
I don't live there, but
if you know her, tell her to follow us
Yeah.
at One Piece Podcast.
At Fun Piece Podcast.
Fun Piece Podcast.
We are the Fun Piece Podcast.
Not the One Piece Podcast. But one day, we're going to rip that title from their cold, dead hands.
No, we're the fucking One Piece Podcast now.
What happens?
Six dudes. They build a cart. 6 dudes roll up on sleeping grandpa with guns.
I love that album.
Zoro chops some bamboo and makes then they I stopped taking notes for a second. Zoro and Usopp go to get
they
the
go on
ship.
a sneaking mission,
Yep.
and they're like, "Oh, we should wait for night." And it's like, "We don't have enough time." So Zoro forces Usopp to deep throat a
Some
bamboo stalk.
Yeah, it's great. And he goes like,
Yeah, Usopp forgets for a while that he has a Looney Tunes mouth and can just open it really, really big.
He might as well call him Big Lips Phil, am I right?
Oh,
Big Lips Usopp. Usopp more like Yasop. That's his dad.
got those DSLs.
Zoro and Usopp just grind the ship along the marine ship as they're heading. They're yanking on the rudder. much like when you yank on the rudder later and they break it.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. It reminded me of in SpongeBob when they're like grinding and they're like, "You're good, you're good, you're good." That's what that reminded me of as the ship just like along the marine ship.
Yeah, it's
That was
kind of
fun.
it's kind of like one big SpongeBob episode.
Yeah. Who's this fucking mustached marine man in charge? Why isn't Eric in charge? I don't understand.
Because Eric's a mercenary.
I
If you
I
paid
get that.
attention for 1 second, Matt, you know. Guys, hold on. Matt, can you not listen for a second?
Sure, I'm not listening.
Hey, listeners. I kind of decided that it's fun if I'm like the villain of this podcast. Right? I'm kind of the Buggy to Matt's Luffy.
Hey, Mike, can
Mansfield.
you not listen for a second?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Hey, everybody. This is Matt. I've decided that I'm the villain of this podcast, and I'm like the Luffy to Mike's Buggy.
To be fair, Matt's not wrong that Luffy is the villain. He's the one. Everyone else on the crew has actively decided they will die to further Luffy's quest. The only one actively working against Luffy is Luffy.
Luffy, which I have a great quote later from him where he's just like, we'll get there. He like yells something. He's like, "Oh, I didn't know that was going to happen." And they're like, "Really?" It's great.
Should we dress up as Luffy and
Buggy?
Buggy?
That might be fun.
Yeah.
And every time you have to cut something, you can be like, "Chop, chop," and then
Yeah.
chop.
Casual. All right. Somebody, we'll remember that.
Grandpa Ryu is protecting a piss. And then
Where are we?
It's fine. We got this.
Sanji does something. A piss does something. Oh, they ride down the hill.
Yep,
They
and they're
just
like,
punch
"How'd you-"
and kick some rocks.
They're like, "How'd you do that?" And then Luffy's like, "I'm a rubber man." I said, "Eric's got strong.
Rubber man.
Eric's got strong fingers."
He's got the little. He's got like mini Clawhador nails.
His full name is Eric the Whirlwind.
But then he's like, if I get that potion, I don't know if that's this episode.
He's got the sickle fruit, but they just keep calling him Eric the Sicko.
That is there's good running bits
Yeah.
in this where it's like, oh, it's the sicko guy.
I wrote that sickle whirlwind is a slightly better version of Clawhador.
I wrote that sickle sounds like sickle cell disease.
Anyway,
Your notes are better than mine, Matt.
it's fine. Anyway, that's fine. I'm the villain. They're instead of fighting, they're all just like, "All right, bye," and then they leave.
Yeah, I had the note. This episode seems to be about no one really having any idea what they're doing.
Yeah, they're flying down the mountain, kicking boulders, punching boulders and things. Luffy gets his head caught on a tree, but then Ryu, the dragon, holds on to him so he doesn't scooch away. Cart takes out a marine ship and then floats. So then they just tie it right on the ship and take
Yeah,
off.
the main ship, the main sail. I guess I don't know. Who cares? Fucking whatever. I'm gonna be king of episode 57. Zoro and Sanji wash dishes.
Yep. Pretty much.
That's the only note I had. It's the only thing that happens in
That's
this
fine.
episode.
Eric's going to go get the Dragonite for himself instead of for Nelson. Nelson won't eat his meat. And he gets a message. he gets a message from the Marines in the island instead of from Eric about what's going on. So he's like, I'm
Eric's
going
like-
to send my fleet to the warship, even though the Straw Hats aren't there anymore. That's my bad.
Yeah, that's
accent.
good. Yeah, there's like Eric's like specifically like, don't tell him what I'm doing, and then he
Yeah.
leaves, and the guy's like, okay, and then tells him what he's
Yeah,
doing.
it's great.
I don't know why this mercenary thinks the Marines are going to listen to him and not their boss.
Yeah. Nami says, "No wonder it's called Lost Island. It's not in any of the charts." Which I'm fucking confused because she made all the charts. So why is she confused about it not being on the charts? Because she made them all.
I think the writing in this arc is less concerned about consistency because I don't think like the overall plot is like this weird muddled thing of just
Yeah.
like, I don't know, immortality and people are doing things because they think it's going to happen, but there's no like guarantee. But this guy is willing to kill some children over an idea that he had.
Yeah.
But
she's the one.
the writers were very confident about their running gags. And
Yeah.
I think this is all about the running gags.
That's fair.
I think this is an arc about Luffy going like gum gum, and then Zoro just being like no, and then getting like punched or grabbed or pulled or hit.
Yep.
And then them calling Eric Sicko Man. And this scene where Zoro and Sanji wash dishes. Which happens.
Appease shows up with food, and then I believe Zoro says, "Oh no, don't tell me she cooked again." And then Luffy ends up knocking the whole cauldron of hot food on top of Ryu's head, which then sends him into a Jimmy Neutron brain blast.
War flashbacks.
And then he's like, east. So then they know, like, we have to go east of Warship Island to find the dragon's nest, apparently.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, as soon as they start heading east, immediately it's just like the Marines are like, they're headed east.
And it's like, how do you know
this? Maybe they have a pelican bird tracking them or something.
Maybe. Important detail is that at this point where they're like, oh, we have to go east, Luffy has taken off his sandals and is using them like oven mitts to hold the hot pot.
Yes.
Just like such a weird level of detail to put into this where like the main plot has no detail and is very confused.
Yeah. Admiral Nelson's like, why are they headed east? And then in the shadows, you see Eric, and he goes, Lost Island, of course. And I was just like, why do you got to be all like creepy sexy about it?
Yeah. And like, does he have eyes, do you think?
Behind his like fucking Cyclops, Cyclops
Geordi
fucking
LaForge glasses.
Yeah, maybe. Immediately, then we see the most important scene in all of One Piece so far, and that's a very like 3 second, 4 second long thing of Sanji and Zoro dishwashing together.
Yeah, it's like here's one, thanks.
Yeah.
Here's another one, thanks.
Yeah, and that then leads me to a tangent of, folks, have you seen the new statue that was released over this weekend?
We talked about this last.
This was covered
twice.
on last episode.
No. The song. No, there's a new statue.
There's new.
Okay, so
statues
there's Sanji who's got his dick in a bun.
Got my dick in a
But
bun.
there's like a dick in a bun with the sauce on top. But there's another new statue that has like a heart as a base, and there's Zoro leaning up against a tree with his like shirt off, just like hanging out. And then on the other side of the statue is Sanji only wearing a fucking bathrobe and cooking. Or not bathrobe, sorry. A fucking apron and cooking. Have you seen it?
No. What part of the internet are you on? Are you following the Fun Piece subreddit?
No, I'm not, folks. You should plug us on the Fun Piece subreddit. Wouldn't that be great? I gotta find it.
I'll find it.
Okay, you will find it. It will be beautiful.
I was browsing TikTok, which sometimes tries to show me. I'm vamping right now. Which tries to sometimes show me spoilers about One Piece, and I'll skip them. One of them was somebody had a picture of Buggy,
Hell yeah.
which seemed to be from as we know Buggy now, and decided to gradually edit his face paint off and his nose as if it were a normal nose, and it just revealed how hot Buggy is.
Like, look at this. Look at this shit. It's a heart.
Is that
base.
the same statue?
No, this is a different statue.
No, but that's the same statue of Sanji, right?
No, it's a different Sanji statue.
Oh yeah, he's got a front apron.
Yeah, like this one.
I will say this is a little sketchier. There is no like studio currently claiming this. Newer, updated models of it just keep hitting the internet, and people are running rampant with it.
Yeah. But like it's got Zoro sitting with his with food in between his legs.
I think
his
this
shirt
is a 3D render.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's gorgeous. And then we have over on the left side of the heart base, we have Sanji, who's smiling. He's holding a skillet, and he's got fucking at least one fried egg in the skillet. Also on his apron is a shitty little tiny cartoon of him like caressing a like an injured Zoro. You see this? You see this, Mike?
I think we need to talk about the fact that I think Nami and Usopp. I think it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happened
100%.
already?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Look at those back muscles. Wow. But like, what is splashing into Zoro's mouth?
Sake.
Maybe.
Or Sake.
Jism. Anyway.
Did you guys hear about Alicia Keys' Halloween
Beerus?
costume? Is Beerus?
Beerus, have you seen it yet? Or you just
Yeah, no, I did. I saw it. It's really good.
Anyway, hey. I just thought it was strange. They were all doing all their dishwashing things, and then it cuts to Nami and fucking Usopp, and he's like, I feel bad for Ryu. Let's just throw this fucking anvil at his head, and that'll make him remember.
It's a good plan.
Nope, it's not.
It's a good plan.
Then we go on a boat for a bit, and then all of a sudden the boat hits the horizon, but it's like reflective surface mirage.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, what's going on? And Luffy's just like, ha ha ha. Look.
Yeah. Luffy had a really good, like, I'm being strangled. Like, he reaches in and pulls his own head in.
Marines are freaked out. Eric's going to follow them in a small boat.
I just started calling Eric New Clawhador.
That's fine.
Can we talk about this moment where the rope gets cut by the water?
Yeah, that was weird.
The rope's perfectly fine. It's not like it's starting to give or anything, and it finally gives. It's like water splashes on it, and it's like slash, gone.
Well, I thought that was fucking Eric doing that.
I don't think, but he wasn't close.
His fucking sickle shit. Anyway, whatever. It's fine. Nami gives us a science lesson talking about fucking the warmer air meeting the cooler ocean waters creates a mirage science.
At this point, I wrote the note, at this point, I'm bored with millennial dragons.
That's fine. Storm begins. Lightning strikes the sea. Oceans push the ship back from something. Zoro and Apis hold the ropes to hold onto Ryu. Ryu's trying to tell him to leave him. Luffy does a gun lasso. And then finally revealed an island hidden by mirage surrounded by the stormy seas.
Mm-hmm. They go on the island.
They get there. Those millennial dragons built this place themselves because those dang boomer dragons couldn't be bothered.
They find some dragon emblem shit around. Background MVP comes into play here. Directions bird. A bird shows up and gives them directions to the most obvious place possible.
I was confused at why they wanted to push this heavy-ass fucking cart with Ryu all the way to the top of the hill when they didn't even know if what they were going for was up
I
there.
figured what was going to happen was they were going to leave him behind with, like, I don't know, Usopp or something.
Yeah.
Or Zoro, because, like, the actual title of the episode is, like, Zoro is in Eric's climactic fight. Or maybe that's the next one. I don't know.
But
I figured they would have left him behind and then Eric would have shown up, but they drag him all the way up to the top, fall down a hole as they're trying to figure out how to open a door.
Yeah. They get to the top of the hill and there's like a dragon emblem on the door, and we find out that a piece has like the little bit that's supposed to be the key to the door the whole time around her neck. And they're about to put it in. And she's like, I can't reach. And Luffy's like, that's because you're short, silly. So then he goes to do it, but then the ground beneath him explodes and falls. Someone says, well, we didn't come in the front door, but we're in. I think it was Zoro. Or maybe it was Sanji. Who's to say? And then they see a carving on the roof of the chamber that they fell into. Mm-hmm. And that's the end of the episode.
Very dramatic. Episode 48.
58.
Episode 58.
Mike's really enjoying this filler arc, everyone. Can you?
I called this one blockchain because I thought it was funny because the ships block them.
That's really good.
Right?
That's really good.
And then there's some chains that they use.
Yeah.
I don't support cryptocurrency or NFTs.
That's fair. You are an artist.
Because I don't think pirates would either. I don't think pirates would like the insecurity.
We're pirates. My first note was Boomer Usopp just talking shit about millennial dragons.
I called him Gen Z Usopp.
Yeah. Either way,
are all millennial dragons as useless as he is?
There's so many millennial jokes because of millennial dragons, and as a millennial myself, I just have to embrace it because I think it's funny.
Nobody likes us. It's okay.
Nobody likes us, but maybe you do.
I'm pretty sure, as far as we know, everyone listening to this is a millennial. So, hey guys.
Hey, if you're not a millennial, but you enjoy this podcast, cool.
Let us know, please.
We'll make avocado toast. I don't know. It tastes good. I like avocado
Matt, can you be
toast.
quiet for it? Can you just cover your ears?
Sorry, I'm gonna cover my ears.
I don't care for raw avocado. I mean, it's only like guacamole. That's the only thing I'll fuck with. From being
Raw
perfectly
avocado
honest.
is just Play-Doh consistency.
It's basically just like, it's basically a nothing flavor that absorbs
Yeah.
the flavor of other things around it. It's like, why would I even bother?
Hey, everyone! Can you just try? Avocado has really good like vitamins and antioxidant, and it's got like the.
Hey
good,
Matt, when's the
good-
last time you fucking ate an
It's
avocado?
good fat. I had a green goddess salad last week from Panera,
When's
and
the
it had a
last
whole
time you
chunk.
you purchased and prepared an avocado?
I didn't because I don't have the money.
That's what I thought.
Because I'm a fucking person who doesn't have the money to, but it's fine. It's really quiet right now. Hey, everybody, you should tell your friends about this so I can buy an avocado.
Once Matt has enough money to purchase a single avocado, the podcast will be shut down.
That's our goal.
That's our goal.
That's
Not-
our
we're-
one piece of
That's
avocado.
our one piece of avocado. Let's go. People are wish.
We're going to get a P.O. box so you can send us in your avocados.
Hell yeah. Nami's looking at the roof and being like, wow,
This
I'm a
was
navigator. This is a
fucking
map.
Christ.
Let's say all the things that we already know.
Just like the slow, like, I'm like, oh, they're like, this isn't
No.
Lost Island. I'm like, Warship Island was Lost Island. And they're like, Warship Island was where the Lost Island the whole time. I'm like,
Nami did this twice in this arc. She did it here, and then she did it when the fucking spoilers, the island like raises up out of the water. She did the whole. She like spent another minute just describing all of this backstory lore, and it was just like, fucking guys.
I wish every time Sanji was like, oh, Nami, you're so smart whenever you breathe, Zoro was like, you fucking moron.
Anyway,
balance to this
we
fort, yeah.
we get all of the lore that we already kind of know from Grandpa Bodokin, where it's just like, fucking look, the top of this roof is the map of the island. People on Warship Island are descendants of the Lost Island. People worship the lineal dragons. The real Lost Island is Warship Island, so they have to go back to where they came from. Yay!
It's a Lost reference.
It's not a Lost reference.
We have to go back to the island. I only ever
Okay.
watched the episode up to the episode
That
of
is
Lost,
that
where
is kinda-
the
we have to
two
go back.
siblings had sex, I think. And then I was like, I don't know if I care for this.
Boone?
I don't know.
Boone and what's her face?
Shannon?
Shannon, yeah. Boone and Shannon.
Yeah, I think they have sex. And I was like, in middle
They
school?
like
It was like when the show came out. And like,
it's
I
like
was
the-
just like,
that's like the first season.
yeah, I got,
The fuck, Mike?
I get bored.
You will like it. It's really great.
You really think
Lost
I would?
is Lost is one of my favorite fucking shows. It gets so fucking weird,
I got bored.
sci-fi,
I got-
crazy shit, and it's so much fun.
I got bored.
There's a whole season where they're traveling through time because the island keeps relocating. Spoilers: the island keeps the island's like fucking gear shaft that keeps it balanced keeps fucking up, so the island keeps relocating through time and space.
I bet that
So-
happens in One Piece.
So every time it happens, everyone gets fucking bloody noses, and then like it's like, where are we now? The island transported in time again. So then they have to figure out what year they're in. It's so fucking good.
All right, maybe 2020.
There's a man that turns into
2023.
black smoke. Spoilers.
I know there's a polar bear.
There are polar
There's
bears.
some numbers.
Fish biscuits.
I'm just saying, I'm the type of guy who gets bored halfway through season 2 of Game of Thrones. Don't think that show is that good, and I don't think the person who becomes Hitler is that surprising.
Game of Thrones is fine.
It's
I always felt very fine about it.
it's like budget ranking of kings is what it is.
I feel like everyone. Sorry if we're like isolating listeners
No.
right now, but folks,
Good.
Every time I watch.
you guys
Game
and your
of
fucking
Thrones,
high budget HBO shit you think is the top dog because there's just
Euphoria is pretty good.
I don't know that because I don't watch television that's not One Piece anymore.
You know what's pretty good? Peacemaker.
Jersey Shore.
Peacemaker's pretty good.
I do have to watch more Peacemaker.
Peacemaker's good.
I've seen more Jersey Shore.
I'm sorry.
Then
Jersey
I-
Shore's not good
Jersey Shore has a lot in common with One Piece.
because it takes place on the water.
There's a moment in this episode where Luffy was like, we got to find a way out. So he just runs into a wall. Happens in Jersey Shore.
Do you think Luffy is Mike the Situation?
Thinking about it.
Who's
Because we know
Zoro?
we know Usopp is Snooki. That goes without saying. He would be the only one who would
Nami's
write the
JWoww.
Nami's JWoww. But Usopp would be the only one to write that letter. I can't even remember how it goes, but it's her typing on Microsoft Word in all caps. So it's like, JWoww, last night at a club, Ronnie shoved his face in a cocktail waitress's breasts.
Well, that's so Sanji is Ronnie,
Sanji.
Yeah.
and then
Ronnie.
who's the other guy?
Ronnie is the worst.
There's two other characters.
There's
Polly,
Polly,
and then the
D, and Vinny.
Vinny.
Vinny
Oh,
is
Zoro's definitely Vinny.
And Mike, the
No, Polly
situation.
D is because if you were like ranking who's the coolest and most powerful out of all the
I like Vinny.
man, he's okay.
Polly
D is Zoro.
D.
Polly D is Zoro
Whatever.
because he's like hands down the most powerful of all the Jersey Shores.
I'm making all these assumptions. I literally have seen maybe like 4 or 5 episodes of Jersey
I
Shore.
think I've almost seen every episode.
That's a lot of Jersey Shore, Michael.
Have you guys? My beloved partner and wife and best friend is watching Love Is Blind, and I don't know if it was a mistake, but there's a dude who looks like a JoJo villain and looks like a serial killer and acts like a
Is
serial
that
killer.
the guy who does like drugs and he's got like the crazy eyes?
I don't know. He's
like,
there's like a part where he gets turned down, so he like puts eye drops. Like they kept in him being like, "Is it okay that I do this?" And they're like, "Yeah, if your eyes hurt or whatever." And he's like, he puts in eye drops, and then he's like, "I was just brought to tears by this." And it's like, what the fuck? After like he has a monologue about how he figured out how to have micro orgasms, and then he sips from a golden chalice.
What the fuck?
And then I'm like,
This is a One Piece podcast.
anime's not that bad.
Did we watch Love is Blind?
Don't.
That's what you made me watch.
Listen, don't watch Love Is Blind.
You made me
It's
watch
a
it,
bad
right?
show
Is there
about bad people.
This must be a new season. I've seen the first 2 seasons of Love Is Blind, and I don't
Just
know.
watch this episode
I
where
don't
this
know
serial
who-
killer man talks about micro orgasms and then puts eye drops in his eye.
I was made to
What's
watch
his
the
name?
second season of Love is Blind by the historian.
I don't make you watch anything except One Piece.
I wanted to spend time with you, and I spent time
Oh
watching.
yeah,
Reality
there's a,
TV show.
There's a 3rd season, and
Worst
I
reality
haven't
TV
watched
show.
it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I fucking hate reality TV, but if it's on, I'm going to be immediately enamored and obsessed with whatever's going on. It's awful.
Mike, I love you so much.
Yeah.
But you just brought attention to a 3rd season of Love is Blind in this home.
That's what we're watching for the
And
rest of the week, Matt.
the historian is caught up on One Piece, so there needs to be a new thing to watch. And now this is the thing. For the rest
Have you
of
watched
this
Skate
week.
the Infinity? Go watch Skate the Infinity.
I have watched all of Skate the Infinity.
It's fine. Anyway, we
Can't
need to finish
distract
this.
me with gay anime.
We are
then.
an hour into this, and we still
I
have
mean,
like 4 episodes
if anybody's watched all the gay anime,
left. All right. Can I just like scoot through this episode very
listen,
quickly?
fucking nothing happens. Go watch it. Nothing happens. Skip this. You're not us. You haven't committed to watching all the fillers. Skip
Hey,
this. Nothing happens. There's a
we
blockade
said-
that happens.
We said we're gonna watch all the film. Can I
if
just
we're
do
gonna
this?
do it, we're gonna have to like it.
Can I just say this? I'll say all my notes, and it'll be great.
I'm sweating.
Appius asks where the dragon's nest is. He brain blasts like Jimmy Neutron. He remembers that it's on Warship Island. Eric shows up and he's like, "Thanks for letting me know everything going on. Bye." And then, or no, he doesn't say bye. He says, "Thanks for letting me know. I'm gonna take your dragon now." And Zoro's like, "I got this." Luffy smashes his face into a wall and says, "Oh, I should have thought about that one." And then
Just like Mike the Situation when he
Yes.
went to Italy.
And then everybody else says, "Really? You think so?" After he said, "I should have thought about that." And then Sanji says the line, "He's hard-headed, but this is ridiculous." Plum wine, baby. Zoro starts fighting. Luffy watches for a bit, and then Zoro's like, "Get the fuck on, you idiot. I'm trying to fight this guy." So then they surf down the mountain on top of the cart, on top of some vines. Zoro calls Eric a swirly head. Lol. Then Luffy and everyone crashes, and he laughs. And then Zoro says, "Damn, that guy's nimble." And then this led me to have the conversation with myself. Chris Sabat, who does the voice of Vegeta and Zoro.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think when he was recording his lines for like every time that Zoro has to speak when he has the third sword in his
I was
mouth?
thinking about that, yeah.
What do you think he put in his mouth?
I bet his finger.
Just his finger?
Oh,
He's like,
sorry about.
you
Or maybe he
think-
just did his teeth because he still has to be audible.
hey, Luffy, or do you think it was like a pen?
Maybe just a pen. It's got to be something small because you can still understand it.
Yeah.
Damn, that guy's nimble.
Yeah, it's got to be like his finger. I know they'll have like, pens and pencils to mark
Darn,
script.
that
That's always my favorite thing. This is going to be a deep cut, I think, for one listener and one listener only. In the blooper outcasts of the English dub for Oron High School Host Club, there's like a specific series of bloopers where it's Caitlin Glass recording for Haruhi, and her character is supposed to be eating fancy tuna, and it's just her like fucking up a cheeseburger and a Milky Way candy bar, and she keeps talking about it.
Nice.
I was sent this exact thing that the historian was talking about. Yeah.
The birds tell Apis that Zoro's in trouble, so Luffy just gum fucking lasso Zoro again, and he's really mad about it.
No.
And then they're on their way back to Warship Island, but Nelson's warship is waiting for them. His whole fleet is juiced up, ready to fight, and they like make a fucking thing. And Usopp's all confident, being like, Zoro, Luffy, and Sanji will take care of it.
Yeah.
And then
listen,
that's-
he knows his place at this point.
He does.
He's got it figured out.
He does, and that's it. That's the end of episode 58. We did that in 2 minutes.
58. What?
We have 59, 60, and 61 still, and we are an hour into this podcast.
Wait, no, hold on, because you forgot the chain wall at the end.
Yeah, well, there's a chain wall. They make. I said juiced up, but
It's the whole
chained up.
fucking point. That's the joke I made with the title, man.
As they make.
Episode 59. Grandpa's been shot. Background MVP: the thousands of Marines who were killed.
Yep, Nelson's ships and fleet
Support
are
your
just
troops.
blasting off cannonballs at the Going Merry. They're navigating through all of it. They get surrounded by the warship blockade with all their chains attaching their ships together. Usopp shoots off the Going Merry's cannonball into the cannon of Nelson's warship.
And you know what? Fuck Sanji. Fuck Zoro for shitting on our boy Usopp, and fuck Nami for not defending him. She knows that he is a capable sniper. He can hit anything, right? He can hit.
This filler
I got a
is
rhyme.
tearing-
I
this
got a
fill-
word that rhymes with hit that I'm not gonna say.
Hit.
That's
Is it
on
a
the
slant
female
rhyme? Is
body. No,
is
it's
it
a
a slant?
direct rhyme.
Anyway, there's two
Usopp hits
parts that
the-
rhyme with that.
Oh, both. Both.
I'm sorry, everyone.
My point is that this was not an accident. Usopp fucking nailed this thing. Usopp never misses.
I think
Usopp is the most giving lover on the ship.
this filler arc is like tearing us apart.
I love it. I like Usopp a lot. I was like losing Usopp a little bit. This really brought Usopp back to me.
Yeah,
I like Usopp.
I don't care about Usopp really at all.
He has more characterization than fucking Sanji. Or
I mean,
even
no,
Zoro.
I've kind of given up on Sanji at this point. I know I was like fighting for Sanji for a while. I've given up on Sanji. What?
No,
What's
I know
that
for a
face?
fact. I've heard from an individual that's like, "Fuck, I like Sanji now." 2,000 episodes in.
Yeah. Well, I've given up on Sanji for now. I'm
Apparently
back on,
in
I'm
3
back on
years we'll
Zoro.
like him.
I'm back on Zoro. Zoro's the fucking best. What? What's that face for? Historians laughing at us. Talking to the microphone. What do you have to say?
Zoro's your favorite?
Yeah, I think Zoro's my favorite.
You
yeah.
do like vanilla ice cream.
Fuck off.
Do you play as Mario in Smash Brothers?
No, I usually use Luigi, but sometimes I will use Dr. Mario. Anyway, Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji get on Marine Ship 1 And they're like, Zoro's just staring at these giant chains, and they're like, "You're gonna be able to take care of that?" And he just goes, "There isn't anything I can't cut," which I think is great. Meanwhile, and then Sanji just says, "Whatever." Meanwhile, Eric rolled up on the Going Merry with his rowboat, and he's gonna steal Dragon Ryu and take Apis hostage.
I put in a note here that says Eric looks like he's going to try to sell me an iPhone. I don't know what that means.
Would you like the iPhone XR or the iPhone 13? Anyway, I don't know. That wasn't anything. I can give you the Apple Care plan for only 20. I don't fucking know what's happening.
That's a good Mary. That's not a good.
No, Mary is a piece of shit.
You shut the fuck up.
I
can't wait. This podcast is going to be what makes me mad. Like, we're going to have to do this in separate rooms soon.
Episode 100 is just going to be a live recording of you guys in couples therapy together.
We have been talking about if we get if we get to a milestone for the podcast episodes that we may or may not know someone who has a pirate ship. So we've been talking about recording an episode on a pirate ship, which might be fun.
Yeah.
But that's like a
full garb.
We got to get to a milestone episode for that one. Anyway,
oh my god! If we can get enough people to dress up as all of the straw
crew,
hats,
that'd be fun. Well, all the straw hats so far. Apis is begging to take Grandpa to the dragons, and Eric smacks her in the face. And then immediately Grandpa stands up and is revealed that he's kind of a bird.
Yeah. Which, like, we kind of saw in his war flashbacks.
He's basically a bird. Like, he's not a dragon. He's a bird.
I think legally he's a wyvern. Because, like, I think wyverns are the ones. Fair. If you go on the deep cut dragon community, which I've done for
the deep cut dragon community, what are you doing on the deep cut dragon community, Mike?
It's only sexual. It's not that weird.
Judgmental sip.
No, they like differentiate based on like there's like serpents, there's wyverns.
It depends on how many wings and legs they have, and if the wings are included in part of the legs, that changes what kind of species it is.
Community.
Huh? Are you the dragon community?
It was a topic of hot debate when the third Hobbit movie came out because of the way they changed Smaug's design. Because if you notice in Smaug's design, the wings are attached to the
Say
front
his name
legs.
correctly.
Smaug.
Smaug.
Smaug. No, it's Smaug.
It's Smaug.
I say Smaug.
You're not a real member of the dragon community.
Fuck you, I have a Flight Rising account. And if you're part of the dragon community, you know what that means.
This marriage might be annulled this week. I love you. Just kidding.
Nothing else really happens in this episode. Grandpa Rhea spends 10 minutes trying to fly, and then he gets shot down.
That's a joke. I love you so much.
Noises. And then we're on to episode 60.
Hey, everybody.
I can't believe I've been outed like this.
Why do devil fruit eaters have the ability to talk to animals? That's what I just want to know. Is it because it's convenient? It's because it's convenient, right?
Really washing up like the potential destroyed friendship and upcoming divorce from this podcast. Was this a bad idea? Maybe we shouldn't do filler arcs.
Maybe filler arcs are what causes a lot of infighting here.
Episode 60, Eric won't die. Background MVP, that one Marine who keeps telling Nelson that they can't do the thing Nelson is asking for.
Yeah. Isn't he the one with the handlebar mustache that just shows up and disappears?
He's got like a little goatee. Yeah, he shows up like twice. He's like, we can't shoot them. They're too high. We can't do that. We'll kill the dragon.
Yes. Nelson gonna harpoon Ryu's carcass. Luffy catches the harpoon and says, "That wasn't nice."
Yeah, he does a Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes, he does. Oh, yeah.
Good movie.
Good movie. Why is everlasting life the ultimate power?
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either. I don't know why. Like, I think it's just Nelson who thinks that. Or I guess Nelson and Eric.
Nelson watched the like Namek arc of Dragon Ball Z and was like, I gotta get on that train. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. I gotta follow suit with this little drag queen here.
Mm-hmm. Also, Luffy's sitting on Ryu with his leg in the water. Why is he not dead? I don't understand. Luffy's like parts of his bodies are in the water. Why is it? Is it just his
Maybe
leg
it's
that
like-
goes numb, or
Maybe
like
if it's like all your vital organs are submerged.
yeah? So like the multiple systems break down.
But it's also like Luffy can still struggle underwater.
Systems break down.
What was that?
Multiple systems break down.
Is that a reference?
Maybe. Hey,
A dragon.
remind me to ask you about cat food later.
What? Just ask me now because we're not gonna.
We're on the podcast. I think you used my Amazon account to subscribe to a bunch of cat food things because I got emails about it.
I don't have access to your Amazon account.
I think it
I
might
do.
be on your computer in there accidentally.
I
We'll talk about it later. I love
Why
you
is
so
this
much.
on the podcast?
I don't know. I just remembered and I had to say it out loud. You're welcome, everyone, for this insider information. Cat food. Anyway,
it's fine.
it's fine. Luffy sitting, why is it Ryu's yelling, called all the dragons to him.
Luffy tells Ryu not to give up on his dream, and he didn't. He tells him to do something with somebody. He's like, I'm going to die because I'm old. Whatever.
Yep.
Some dragons show up.
It's time for the millennials to fly again.
Luffy,
It's their time. It's their time.
Luffy does the classic shonen thing of he could have solved the problem the whole time if he just did an axe kick.
Yep.
Is that his ultimate move? Is Luffy's ultimate move an axe kick?
The gum battle axe.
Yeah.
Probably. He does that to most people.
That's
And
how he's.
That's how he's killed a guy. Yeah. Why does he not just do that? Also, he's just like full on. I don't know if he's just gotten better at it, but like he's just full on like stretching his body to shoot himself through the air now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why doesn't he just do that all the time? Then he won't fall in the water.
It's kind of like weird the angles he's at and spacing and stuff. I don't know.
It's fine.
Probably
It's
best not
working.
to think about it.
They're called millennial dragons because they migrate to this island once every 1,000 years because that's when it surfaces. Once every 1,000 years. Nami's dropping some lore. And then it's dragon mating time. It's time for the dragons to fuck.
We get a close-up shot of Luffy's face as he watches all the dragons have
Intercourse.
they're
fertilizing.
consummate their dragon marriages.
They're ready to watch some dragon reproduction. They
Luffy, like, gets-
likened the dragon's nest to an elephant graveyard.
Yeah. I wanted to point out that this is the second time the Going Merry has expressed itself through its little face on the front.
Yeah.
And do you think the Going Merry is technically Mary's biological son or daughter?
Do you think no? Do you think that Mary? Do you think the Going Merry has like?
Piece of his soul.
Do you think it's got like video cameras and stuff, and Mary's just like watching them all the time, and like that's what the face is on like the rudder stick, and also the face on the front of the ship?
I think Mary is in a Pacific Rim style drift room.
Oh shit!
And he's just posed like a boat, and he's the one, the rudder thing, because they just have a little lever that has the Going Mary's head on it.
No.
I think it's really just that doesn't do anything. It's
Don't.
just Mary,
Okay.
and he doesn't need anyone to drift with because he's so good.
I thought you were gonna say something inappropriate, so
I would never say anything inappropriate.
I thought you were gonna say that the rudder stick is Mary's.
rudder dick.
Yeah. But then I'm like, oh no, they break it next episode.
One of my notes here is some shit about dragons. That's like the rest of the
Yeah, they
episode.
talk about dragons. Your friend's dead, but look, a baby dragon. And then they're like, let's go eat.
Eric shows up again.
And
I'm
Eric
like, great.
kills Nelson. End of the episode.
Yeah, episode 61 didn't have a title. Background MVP, forgot.
Eric's there, and he's like,
Eric is the background MVP.
he
What a
says-
piece of shit.
He says, why don't you want to be immortal? And then he tries to attack a piece. Usopp saves a piece.
Oh, we're still in episode 60.
Then no, it's 61.
What? Oh yeah, you're right. Usopp does like the front roll and grabs a piece.
Yeah, then Luffy protects Zoro. No, not Zoro. He protects Usopp and a piece and gets cut up. Mm-hmm. He does a Gum Gum Bell and a Gum Gum Bazooka and kills Eric. Or he doesn't kill him. He just defeats him.
I Why is it that Nami is the only one who can hurt Luffy's head? He says something and she's like, "You idiot." And she's done this before where she does like the comical punch on the top of his head and he like reels back and is like, "Ow." Sanji kicks him in the head. People punch him in the head and he's like, "Oh, sorry." Like he's not fazed by it. When Nami punches him in the head, he feels pain like he's never felt before.
Do you think he feels pain or do you think he's feigning pain? Sorry, I grabbed the microphone.
I don't think I know we've like joked about Luffy like making a bunch of shit up. I don't think Luffy's a liar. I don't think he's smart enough.
I think he.
Luffy literally cannot lie, even when his life depends on it.
I'm not-
He is
so
incapable.
How does Nami hurt him?
I think because she wants him to learn a lesson, and I think Luffy's just like a good-hearted boy and is like, "Oh, I did something wrong," so that pain gets through to him.
It's emotional pain.
Psychological.
It's
pain.
psychologically.
Yeah.
Because yeah, man's skull is fucking bone all the way through. There's not a thought in there.
Bone. I think it's like
Solid bone.
it's something. It's like diamond.
A piece is there, and she's talking about how she's going to see the baby dragons mature, but like she won't see them full maturity or 1,000 years, but maybe her children's children. And I'm like, definitely not your children's children. Maybe your children's 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 children's.
We watched this
children.
episode together, and then I looked at Matt and said, "We don't know about the lifespan of people in this world
It's
yet."
true. We don't.
And that's
a
what he
piece-
said in response to me saying that.
Yeah,
That's a
everyone's
little bit.
everyone says that a piece is like a full blown member of the crew almost, and she's like, they taught me that I can achieve anything if I put my mind to it. And then
Would you rather have a piece or Gaimon on the crew?
Gaimon.
Yeah, Gaimon.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't want that dick hat on my ship.
Do you think Gaimon and Buggy had what?
Gaimon also won't take up a lot of space. He's a box. You just put him in the corner.
Utility.
He doesn't need. He can hold things. Also,
Anyway, they make their way to the
she keeps messing
Red
up
line.
Sanji's cooking utensils.
Red Line Mountain.
I still care about his cooking.
She broke a window when she did that.
She broke his ladle.
It's fucked up. They make their way to the Red Line. There's a mountain, and we get a whole lesson on currents from Nami that I don't know if is true or not because I haven't been in middle school geography for a long time.
Again, more science stuff. Nami's saying that there's a major current going towards the mountain, and there's the current when it hits the mountainside. If it's not the direct path going up the mountain, the current is going down under the pass. So if they don't steer the ship just correctly, they will smash into the mountainside and be blown to smithereens.
What that means is there's a hole they have to go in.
They have to get into that hole.
And they go up and then down.
The insane strength of the current canal goes up the mountain.
Yeah.
canal.
It's so strong.
The canal. It's not a canal. It's the canal.
Man, are you into canal play?
I'm into the serious strength of this current canal going up the mountain. Why is a Mary's head the ship's rudder?
It's branding.
I don't get it.
Branding.
I don't like Mary.
Why?
That's a you problem, Matt.
He's so
Write in if you like
he's
Mary or not.
so creepy. He's creepy as fuck. And he's
not.
like, "Hello, Miss Kaya. It is me, Mary." Like he's like one step below Clahador.
No.
Yes.
He's clearly earnest and devoted.
He's creepy as fuck.
What did
But
Clahador
why?
do?
Why is he earnest and devoted? Why?
Because it's his.
What does he get out of it? What does he get out of
Matt,
it? He gets something
you
out of
are
it.
literally-
What does he get out of it?
I don't know anybody in my life who would do more for a stranger than you would. You do things for people that they don't even deserve half the time.
Yeah.
You're a very
because-
kind person.
It's because of my horrible,
Maybe-
empathetic mental health.
Maybe you don't
Messed
like
up
Mary
brain.
because you and Mary have a lot more in common than you would like to admit.
Are you
Maybe
calling me
you
Mary?
and Mary,
Mary.
good souls who the currency that they really care about in life
There can only be one.
is the love. Did you see my new phone wallpaper?
No, I didn't. It's Mary.
It's the Going Mary.
They're going up this canal. They did it. They steered the ship after they broke Mary's face.
They did.
Nami got a coat on. No one else does.
Yeah, like a little parka.
Luffy uses his gum balloon to get the boat through the canal after the rudder breaks, and then fucking Eric's here for some reason. Somehow he's just here.
This is how angry we are. That's Matt's head right now. That's the sound it's making. That Eric is back. And no joke, Eric shows up, and we're just like, push him. Why doesn't anybody push him? Somebody's got to push him.
So then Nami just goes like, look, Dragonite, and pushes him.
Yeah. Just like a little leg sweep, and he just falls to his death. And they're like, I'd be worried if I knew that he could swim, but he can't.
Yep.
And they're all like, we killed that guy. Good job, team.
And then they launch into the air at the top of the mountain, and then they all fall back down and start heading back down the mountain towards the Grand Line, where they all inner monologue their dreams as they head to the Grand Line.
Because we need a reminder what their motivations are.
We definitely could have just like finished with a foot thing,
then gone to this,
and then gone to like this.
Yeah. Which would have been more jarring because they would have said all their motivations and then just like gone up to the Grand Line and be like, these are our motivations again.
Yeah. Well,
But
I
it's
guess
fine.
that's why
We're
they call it a
dedicated to
filler
filler.
arc.
We're dedicated
to filler, even though we didn't like it.
There's-
a miserable time.
There's good moments though. I hated it. Mm-hmm. I got bored a lot. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to be open about that.
Yeah.
We drank more than usual while recording this. I want to talk
He wants to talk.
about how One Piece is more Looney Tunes than it is
shit.
anime.
Let's go.
And I noticed this specifically. If you look at like designs and the way characters are animated and act, I feel like, and historian, I need you on this one. I feel like they don't fit anime tropes of expression as much. There's not the like, they don't do like the little like chibi like over exaggerated like big head. They do jaw drop and eyes bulge out, which is an anime or a Looney Tunes kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's very there's a face that's going to show up later on in the series that you're going to see and be like, Oda really liked drawing this face, and then you're going to see it all over the place, and it is like that exaggerated like eyes bulging out of skull, jaw dropped, like gassed lines
Usopp does
kind
it
of
all
thing.
the time.
Yeah, there's a lot of the jaw drop, which I
yeah.
don't feel like is like, and maybe I'm wrong, right? Like I am not. I've watched Dragon Ball. I watched Ranking of Kings. I've watched Cowboy Bebop. I've watched the basic ones.
Cowboy
I watched
Bebop.
Elfin Lied, which I don't remember much of, but I remember it was traumatizing. But I feel like One Piece does not fit into the norms of expression, which is like what stood out to me in the filler arcs is characters like Abyss start to emote and do exaggerated expression in the typical like something you might see in like Sailor Moon,
Interesting.
right?
Interesting.
And I don't know if that's important, but I thought about it a lot while watching this.
Hey, what do we want to do first? Let's play.
Jesus Christ, we don't ever look at what episodes we're going to do next.
We should do that, but also we need to play. We need to play a game called Who's That? What's
Pokemon.
that? What's that?
What's that happening
What's
next week?
Here's
the fuck is
yeah.
this? What the fuck is this?
No!
There's Ocean.
Okay. No, the Going Merry is fine. There's an explosion in front of the Going Merry. The Going Merry is not in the middle of it. It looks like it's in front of the Going Merry. But
It looks like it's smashing into something.
all the tangerines are off the tree.
I think it's smashing into something. The tangerines are off the tree. Wow. But like, look the rear mast. It's all fucked up. It's all fucked up.
It does look like it's hitting a wall.
It does. It looks like it's hitting a wall. Hey everybody, we're
Episode
looking at this-
97.
Episode 97. He says.
Episode
Wow.
97.
I'm going to say episode 72.
This is from episode 62.
Oh, so close! Oh, so close! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
Literally.
Fucking 10 off. Damn. One of these times we're gonna hit it right on the mark, and
Be
it's gonna
fucking
like the
crazy.
podcast is gonna end.
So the question of what you guys watch next. We have a lot of little bite-size arcs.
Let's go.
You have a 2-episode arc. You have a 4-episode arc, and then you have a 2-episode filler arc.
Do we do 2 then 4? 2 then 4? We've been watching a lot of episodes. We just do 2, and we talk about a lot of other bullshit.
Here's the thing. I know what the 2-episode arc is. I feel like you guys could probably watch those 2 episodes very quickly and have like a smaller episode about it. The 4-episode arc, I feel like you guys are going to have a lot to talk about.
Okay.
And then the 2-episode filler arc, I just know y'all are going to be mad. Like you guys were angry
that's
today.
its own episode.
but you're
That'll
gonna
have to be
mad.
that'll have to be its own episode.
Should we take a breather? We
Yeah.
just watched a lot.
We did.
Maybe we just do
Let's
2.
do 2. Let's just do the 2.
Let's just do the 2.
Do the 2, and then the following week we'll do the 4, and then the following week we'll do 2, and then maybe we'll do a long.
And then it's back to, the arc after that is 8. The arc after that is
Yeah,
14. I will say the arc after that is 39.
All right, cool. So that's gonna be our longest arc yet.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting.
That's exciting.
We're in the grand line.
We're in the grand line.
We're in the grand.
So we think.
line.
I think they're going down the mountain in the wrong direction. And they're going to end up in like the west blue, or like the north blue, or the south blue. Like I don't think they're going to be in the grand line yet. I feel like somehow they're not there yet.
Yeah, I wonder if we like get to see the other blues.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, we have 3 emails from listeners like you.
Emails. We're still
3.
recording.
Yeah, and you know how long we've been recording for? 125, not 120, an hour and 25 minutes.
I hope you guys love this little
This
bit
is a
of
good episode.
We watched so many episodes.
All right. Hey. Okay, this is from KC sent us. I'm not sure if you heard this yet, but if not, listen to this when you finally meet Chopper or before. Either way, it's a great bop. Smiley face.
All
also,
right.
just wait until Luffy fights to get to be more than 3 episodes. Should I play this song?
Do you want me to play it on my phone? Or
Oh, did you get it sent?
I mean, I can
just-
access it. Yeah, you play it on there.
I'll just play it on here. Do you think we're gonna get flagged for this?
Probably not. Not that important.
Glorious.
It's very like.
Alright, I'm gonna give it.
Is this the song that you're always singing every time?
The historian is always singing this song, and I don't know. I now know.
Is
what
there
it
more
is.
to it?
Yeah, there's like 3.5 minutes, but I'm not playing the whole song right now. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
What's it called?
It's called Chopper, Luffy, Dr. Tony Chopper. Is
Lyrics.
we haven't met Dr. Tony Chopper yet. We don't know when we're meeting Dr. Tony Chopper. Is Dr. Tony Chopper the musician, but he's just a doctor?
No.
He's actually a doctor?
He put some
Luffy
fucking
sings?
respect on this. Yeah, that's why I was saying. I was like, you need to get to the
Goku,
part
Dr.
where Luffy sings,
Tony,
which is
Tony,
literally like the
Chopper.
3rd line in.
Omashiru to Nakai.
Give me some party.
Chopper.
All right.
Nanadana and Kai.
All right.
Be my crew.
It's pretty good.
Do we get to experience this? Is this like what happens when they meet Tony Chopper? Is this how he recruits them?
This, I do not believe, is specifically in the show. There are other songs that are integrated into the show later on, though. And no, Dr. Tony Chopper is not the musician. You will put some respect on his name. He is a doctor.
We have 2 more emails we need to talk about. This is a very long episode.
I am a Dr. Tony Chopper. An amusing reindeer, give me some party. I am a doctor, Tony Chopper. 7 stages of transformation, be my crew.
7 stages.
This flag of
like a
bravery.
Digimon.
They are real friends. What the?
All right. We also have an email from Lloyd Sheffield, who, of course, is the one singing our theme song.
I'm reading lyrics and they are telling me so much.
Okay, don't read any more lyrics. Those are spoilers. Lloyd Sheffield, 69, sent us a question. He said, in episode 10 of the Fun Piece podcast, when discussing the death of the unnamed hermit crab via the bonk, you said, you began to say, oh, it's the same bonk as, and then I cut you off. So what was the bonk the same as?
There's a hermit crab when, I don't know why I remember this so clearly. When Clawhador is explaining his plan to Django,
Yes.
and Usopp and Luffy are overhearing,
Yes.
there's a dramatic part where a hermit crab falls off like a rock into the water and it goes bonk.
Yeah.
It's that same bonk.
Oh, all right.
That's why I think that's the hermit crab,
That fell.
who I'm going to call Bonk the hermit crab.
All right, bonk.
So my favorite characters right now are Usopp, Bonk, Luffy,
Buggy the
everybody. Buggy. Buggy. Sorry, Usopp, Bonk. No, sorry, Mary, Usopp, Bonk, Buggy the Clown, fucking everybody else.
Nice.
Wait, no, sorry, Onion, Carrot, and Pepper.
I don't know why they didn't do celery. That would have made more sense.
Celery's overrated.
It's the Mirepoix gang. We got an email from Scurvy Juice saying, hey, Mike and Matt.
Scurvy Juice.
I understand you're watching the English dub of One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to subtitles, this seems almost necessary for note-taking / podcast making reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Quick aside, as someone who watched the subtitles, I'm still getting used to you both saying gum gum instead of gomu gomu no. I'm curious, though, if you have any opinions on dubs versus subtitles in general, though. I know this affects some small localization / translation issues, but as long as you stay away from the 4Kids dub, this seems minimal. Can't wait to hear your thoughts. Scurvy Juice. P.S. Subs are superior and you're both filthy casuals. Love you.
Whoa. I think that this is interesting, actually. I just, on a whim, I really wanted to watch the episode after Goku goes Super Saiyan for the first time on Namek.
Yeah.
And I got that hilarious screen cap of Gohan that I sent you.
Oh, he's contemplative.
I think, I like the dub of Dragon Ball. That's warm. I cannot handle the original voice actress for Goku screaming that much.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit too much for me. Yeah.
No, I know Matt has a lot of aversions to subtitles just because it is a lot of yelling sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But I think it's very endearing. The woman who is actively voicing Luffy, like start to finish, is currently 62 and still just like fucking up her vocal cords every week for us to record new content.
Good for her. I mean, like, I don't have a huge preference either way. I just know, like, the current voice cast that we're listening to with the Funimation dub is a warm blanket of like familiar voices.
Yeah.
Like Eric Vale as Sanji is Trunks, who I guess like helps with the translation, everything like we talked about. But my point was, I watched that episode of Dragon Ball Z, and Goku's. I don't think the translation was as good on that show. Like decades difference, right? Like on that show, Gohan's like hanging out. He's like, "Nah, Dad, I can help you," and he's like, "I'm your father, and I need to be alone right now." And it's like. That's the most natural thing you could come up with. So I think like when that happens, it makes sense. And then there's like stuff like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Like from what I've watched of that, I do prefer the subtitles, I think, because sometimes like the voices for the English just don't match or whatever. But I think everybody voice acting except for Sanji, who I think should be the 4Kids dub, fits their character really well.
Hey, it's me, Sanji.
I think as I know my wife can't handle Luffy all the time in the dub because of but it's just a lot of screaming no matter what you're listening to.
It's no matter what, it's a lot of screaming.
Yeah.
From my perspective, yes, I embrace being a filthy casual. When I'm watching television, I definitely have some undiagnosed ADHD.
We do different things. It's hard to fully pay attention.
It's hard for me to fully pay attention. So I can't just sit and read the subtitles. I like gotta
Yeah.
look away once, and I like there are some stuff I've watched with subtitles, and I can do that. I just think it's like, I don't know, like you watch, I think only like on Netflix were like only like 2 seasons of Haikyuu that were dubbed, and then you watch the other 2 seasons, or is it 2 or just 1 season that were subtitled?
2. We're currently waiting on season 5.
Yeah, so I like watched with you the other 2 seasons of Haikyuu subtitled. Did we watch, was Demon Slayer subtitled?
You watched the first season and Mugen Train dubbed.
Yeah. But then the second season we watched, it was not dubbed.
You never watched. You didn't really watch the second season.
Yeah, I did. We watched it every Sunday. We would watch that in the morning, and then you would watch freaking Attack on Titan in the evening.
I'm sorry for who I was.
I've seen. This is a tangent. I've seen 2 episodes of Attack on Titan, and the way I saw them was that I was in bed and I was like, I'm going to see what games are on the 3DS eShop.
Yeah.
This is 2015, and I was like, oh, there's Attack on Titan game. There's an Attack on Titan game on the DS, maybe 3DS. Maybe I'll check that out. I think that's supposed to be a cool anime. It seems like it's got like Spider-Man stuff going on. So I'm like, I'll watch the trailer.
Probably not Spider-Man.
The first trailer on the eShop was the entire first episode, and I was like, I watched it all on my 3DS, and then I was like,
That's the way that show is meant to be experienced, is on the 3DS.
Oh my god.
so I was like, well,
Doesn't deserve anything more.
that was an interesting thing. Let's watch trailer 2, which was just the second episode of Attack on Titan. And that's all I've seen of that show.
I haven't.
It was dubbed.
I think I've watched probably like 3 or 4 episodes of. I think I've only watched 3 or 4 episodes of the first season of Attack on Titan, and then I, by association, watched a lot of episodes of like the most recent. Is it the last season of Attack on Titan?
It is the final
Cool,
season.
whatever. I don't care. That show, I don't give a fuck about that show. I don't care if people think that's like the greatest fucking show ever.
I'm not saying
That
it's
show
good
fucking
either.
Sucks.
I'm just saying I've made it this far, so I'm going to see it through.
That's fine. That's fair. Sometimes you got to do that. But like I was watching it, and I was just like, this is stupid. Demon Slayer though. Demon Slayer is fucking great.
I've only drunkenly watched Demon Slayer once, and then all I got out of it was like a guy smells good, but like he doesn't have a good odor to himself. He just, his ability to smell is
He's real good at sniffing.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
What were we talking about? Dubs versus subs? Yeah,
Dubs
I think it
versus
varies. I don't know. I mean, I played Yakuza 0.
Yeah.
I played Yakuza Kiwami. I played Yakuza Kiwami 2. I played Yakuza 3, which made me cry.
Nice.
Not once, but probably like 4 or 5 times. I played Yakuza 4, 5, and 6.
A lot of Yakuzas.
All subtitled because they were only in Japanese.
That's good. That's cool.
It was great.
You liked it? It was a good.
And I would struggle to hear some of those characters in English.
Yeah, but I feel like that's playing a video. That's different because it's a video game, and you are concentrating.
Right. With, I think, especially with shonen type stuff, and like with this era where action scenes sometimes are just a still image being slowly zoomed out on.
Yeah.
It's really hard to commit your full attention.
Yeah.
Because like, especially Dragon Ball is like, oh, Goku's just screaming for 15 minutes.
Yeah, and it's like
I can't commit myself to that fully.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a lot.
yeah.
So, sorry, I'm a filthy casual scurvy juice, but I appreciate you listening to our podcast and sending in an email, sending us a little message in a bottle. Also, Lloyd Sheffield and Casey, thank you all for sending in the message in a bottle.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
I'm going to send these back out to sea. Hopefully we can get them filled back up.
Yeah, fill 'em back up. Hey, everybody, if you've got a question, Quam, you want us to debate something, if you want...
And we'll do it anyway.
Yeah, we'll do it. If you've got some figures you've seen on Twitter that of naked Sanji and Zoro sharing lovely time together...
Where's the sexy Usopp?
You got no. Usopp's not sexy. He will never be.
There's
sexy.
a statue of Usopp where he's tying his hair back.
Nope. I don't care. I don't care. I saw a trailer on TikTok of One Piece Red that's coming out this week, and for some reason Usopp's wearing like a full-on Gene Simmons Kiss outfit. I don't fucking know why, but
he's
it's very
committed.
strange. Anyway,
I think Matt's more like Usopp than anyone else in the crew anyway.
I don't agree with that.
Who is able to craft a cart that withstands so much abuse?
Not me.
Out of anybody we know, who would be able to do that?
Matt.
You.
Sorry, I said a
You need
full
to
name.
stop
on the podcast.
using your full name and our friends' full names on the podcast.
Did I just say your
Sorry.
full name?
No, Matt used his full name earlier.
I used my full name earlier. Why? It's a podcast. Who the fuck's listening to it right now?
I could use my full name because it is impossible to Google me.
Michael Reagan.
I did what?
Are they gonna?
It's just
find us
quiet now. I mean, it's all our friends who listen to us. I don't know.
for now.
We're gonna upset. You're gonna upset
now.
somebody who cares about Mary, and they're gonna
Be like,
dox our address.
Yeah, which is also my address, so please no.
all right, I'll stop. Everybody, forget what you heard.
Send us.
Sorry, I said that other person's name.
Maybe we'll bleep it out.
Could be.
Matt's got to bleep it out now.
You have to play the entirety of Ocean Man, where his last name would have
Ocean
been.
Man. Basically, Ocean Man. That's basically One Piece. Is the song Ocean Man?
So send us a listener mail.
One Piece playlist. Fuck.
Send us a.
You have a One Piece playlist?
Of
course I do.
Send
Oh heck
us-
yeah! Can you share that? Can we share it? Can we make that public?
It's not completed yet.
Okay, it's not complete. Once the One Piece playlist is complete, we will send it out in a message in a bottle to you all on Twitter.
In the meantime, send us your One Piece playlist at funpiecepodcast@gmail.com.
or send us a message in a bottle, or just like us, follow us on Twitter.
At Fun Piece Podcast. Give us a rating and review on
Your
Apple
podcast
Podcasts, wherever your podcast is sold.
Spotify. Yeah, because we want to keep doing this. We're having fun doing this, and like it seems like you all might be enjoying us doing this because
There's
we're growing our audience. As I've been looking at the analytics, we're growing our audience,
And I know for a fact people like drama, and you and I were very emotionally aggressive toward each other today.
aggressive tonight. Yeah. So anyway, hey, thanks for listening, everyone. This is our longest episode yet. So you enjoy getting multiple car rides to and from your work because this is almost a 2-hour episode. This is an hour
Basically
and 45
about
minutes.
nothing. It's basically about nothing.
Really, it was a filler episode. This is a filler episode of the podcast. Anyway, next episode we are going to be listening to, we're going to be watching episodes 62 and 63.
Yeah.
Which is just a small, short little thing you do.
Will we still watch it an hour before we record? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
100%.
But that doesn't mean we're not watching it or we don't care about the show.
So, like always, we are going to end with the classic, the classic song, Boku wa Doctor.
No.
Tony.
Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Ooh.
Boku wa Doctor.
Oh, that's terrible. This is
I'm so fucking excited to meet Tony Chopper. Dr. Tony Chopper.
He's a doctor.
He went to medical school.
Dr. Tony Chopper Esquire. Do you think his first name is really Anthony?
Oh, Anthony Chopper? Double Anthony Chopper?
Double Anthony Chopper. Do you think he makes motorcycles? We did it.